I was caught off guard by it. We know Penny Hardaway had a nice recruiting class with Jalen Duren and Imani Bates not too long ago. This is not the same type of duo on paper, but JJ Taylor, at once upon a time, he was a top 5 player in the class of 2023. Dropped down. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe you can tell me what happened with that. But Mikey Williams, JJ Taylor, teammates in high school, just committed to Memphis. What do you think about this, Juice? Talk to me.
I mean, like you said, I was personally caught off guard. I feel like there wasn't no like lead up, like, oh, I'm finna commit this day or anything like that. Like, we just got reports, like 2-3 days ago that they're both going to be taking like a visit to Memphis. So it looks like they knew what they was doing, going this weekend. And I asked you like on the phone, like Memphis is not an HBCU, right?
No, it's not an HBCU, no.
But it's like the city of Memphis, damn near, bro, is a black city, So it's like he's damn near going to HBCU. So I get it. And then, like you said, like we all thought he was going to go to school in Cali and whatnot, the lights and whatnot. But the more I think about it, bro, they have Ja Morant. And I think Mikey and Ja are probably two cool people. I can see a lot of collabs, coming out of there. Mikey's a guy that's like really cool with the youth. He has like a connection with the youth and whatnot. Same thing with Ja Morant. So the more I'm thinking about it, bro, it kind of does make sense. I'm a fan that he chose to go to this school. I am surprised that JJ Taylor and Mikey both went there at the same time. I mean, considering they haven't even played with each other yet, like this season. So who knows how that's gonna go. But I mean, then again, I think they could complement each other well. So, I'm just surprised by the move.
Well, first of all, I'm happy for Penny Hardaway to get another duo of players. JJ Taylor and Mikey Williams. Like I said, it's not Imani Bates and Jalen Duren on paper, but maybe this duo could end up being better than Imani Bates and Jalen Duren ended up being.
I think it will. I personally think it will. Like, just because, like, considering the type of play style Mikey is, the type of player Mikey is, and also the type of player that JJ Taylor is. I don't like Imani Bates wasn't. This is not going to turn into a whole Imani Bates segment.
Yeah, please, let's not turn this into a Imani Bates segment. We're going to talk about Imani and Noah Farrakhan later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But it's like, I think Mikey's more of a player that is willing to play off the ball, and he can play more in a system. Same thing with JJ Taylor versus a guy like Imani. So I do think this pairing could potentially work,
So let me ask you a question. Are we keeping it real today, or what we doing? Because I always got to gauge off you. Can I talk my stuff, or what I got to do? I mean, what am I doing today, Juice?
Bro, we keeping it real all the time.
Okay. So whenever something happens like this, always think how big was the bag, because this is unexpected. So when unexpected commitments happen, I say to myself, damn, that bag must have been pretty hefty. And that's not a bad thing saying that now with the NIL and everything like that. We could talk about players getting the bag. So Mikey Williams, he's a businessman. He's not a businessman. He's a businessman. Like Jay-Z said back in the day, he's a businessman. So I know it's a bag involved, and that's not a bad thing. Okay. Another thing I take away from this, Penny Hardaway in Memphis, they play defense. If you watch Memphis, when they were struggling with Imani and Jalen Duren and that whole team that came together, the one thing that they did was they played defense. So that's why I feel like this is a good move for Mikey Williams, because people say he plays lackluster defense. And defense to me is all about effort. But if you're going to play for Penny Hardaway in Memphis, you are going to have to defend, because that's one thing that they can do is defend. Last year when they made that tournament run, they made it because they could defend. It wasn't high-scoring games. The games was low-scoring because they can defend. So I feel like this is going to add another element to his game. Now, another question is, Juice, is Mikey Williams a one-and-done player?
I mean, like, are you asking me, is he an automatic one-and-done player?
Will he be at Memphis 1 year and leave?
I mean, me personally, I think it's not a lock. It's not a lock for Mikey to be a one-and-done player. But he can't, he can be, but it's not a lock, is what I'm saying.
Do you think he's in a situation where his name is so big that he has to be a one-and-done player? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually do. I actually do think so. Yeah, I do.
So do you think no matter what, rather if he's ready or if he's not, he's gone after 1 year?
I personally hope he doesn't get too ahead of himself and does something like that, but I can see him staying for 2 years. But like I said, he can be a one and done player. It's just things have to go right.
Do you think this commitment sticks? Do you think that USC can lure him away from Memphis and Penny Hardaway? Or do you think that this is something that's signed, sealed, and delivered? Because it seems to be I don't feel like he's going to decommit. I feel like he's going to Memphis. I feel like he's not going to commit to Memphis, then decommit, then go to USC. I feel like this is a lock. Like you said on the On 3 article, Memphis was nowhere in sight. We didn't even see Memphis in that article, did we?
I mean, I've heard the name like circulating around Mikey. Like
I thought Kansas. I thought it was Kansas and USC.
Kansas, USC, HBCUs. But I mean, I've seen his name like by Memphis. So
yeah, I think he's gonna ride this commitment out. But I do think that he's a one and done player, and I think that no matter how the year go, he's one and done.
We can make a whole segment about that. But I will say, I like this move in regards to he didn't go to OTE, he didn't go to the G League, because why I'm saying he could be a one and done player is because considering who Memphis plays, they play good teams. Like, it's not like he's going to Eastern Michigan where they're playing like nobody. Like, they're playing.
Hey, we're gonna talk about Imani Bates and North Fairfield in a minute. Calm down.
I'm just saying an example of a school, bro. But like, because I'm looking like this year, Memphis, they play teams like Alabama, Auburn, Vanderbilt, A&M. Like, they play legit schools that are actually ranked in the nation. And it's like, why I say Mikey's not a lot to be like a one-and-done player is because I'm telling you, these NBA teams, they're going to be looking at Mikey whenever he plays against those types of teams. And if Mikey can have a good overall season, he's a guy that has to have a season from the beginning of the season to the end, bro. If he lacks, I'm telling you right now, bro, he's not gonna get drafted because he's shorter. He has to prove that he can like be consistent. And like I'm telling you, right, everything has to go right. He's not like, because I've seen his name like not on draft boards sometimes, bro. So he has to prove that he can be like, that guy.
So what about from a JJ Taylor point of view? You would think that his NBA upside is.
I think I can see him being more of a one-and-done player than Mikey. Like, I think Mikey is better, bro. I want y'all to know, everybody watching this, that Mikey's one of my favorite players. I think he has potential to go to the NBA, but it's like, it's going to be up to him, bro. Because I was talking to one of my people in my DMs, like he asked me the same question, like, is Mikey one done player? And I was telling him what I'm telling y'all right now. Things have to go right. But it's the fact that he's so nonchalant, bro. Like, he's so nonchalant that I don't want him to think he's too good to try hard or to play hard every possession or this and that. When you get to college, bro, every single one of those guys are trying to make it to the league. They don't care what your name is, bro. They're going to be going at Mikey like full head on. So him being nonchalant, not caring, trying to look cool, and that stuff is not going to work. And like, I'm telling you, he will get exposed. That's why I'm saying, like, he's the person that's going to hold himself back of making it to the league. We've seen Mikey in person, bro. Like, we've seen him. Like, when he's like full head on, like, he's actually legit. I think he's one of the best players when he's like full head on, but it's like, it's going to be up to him if can he deliver like that every single night, which I think he can. But like I said, he just has to show that to the like NBA teams or whatnot.
Yeah, you touch on him being too cool sometimes, and I can see that sometimes. I can see that in a lot of these players. And I was thinking about that the other day when I was I got out the shower when I was doing my hair. I put my shea moisture in my hair, and I was thinking to myself, I said, damn, I don't know why I was thinking, but I said, damn, a lot of these players, they getting things kind of fast. It used to be back in the day, only the good players got all the pair of shoes and the certain benefits. Now it's like all these players are getting these benefits and all this type of shit. And it's seeming like some of these players are too cool to do certain things. You know what I mean? And I wonder, does that take away from the hunger of them getting to the league? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good for these players to be getting the bag and all this stuff like that. But does it take away from the hunger? And I don't want to be one of those guys that say every player need to come from the trenches and shit, because they don't. Every player don't need to grow up eating ramen noodles in high school and go to college and sit in the dorm and stuff like that. But you also wonder, it could be a situation where these players are signing autographs. Every damn player signing an autograph nowadays, Juice. Signing shoes and stuff. It used to be only the for sure NBA players that was going to the league was signing shoes and stuff. Now all these players getting people to take pictures with them, signing shoes, getting little endorsement deals and stuff like that. I wonder what it's going to be like in the future. Will it take away from the hunger of these players wanting to go to the next level? And I think that's what Mark Cuban was alluding to with the OTE and stuff like that. But we're not going to get into that. Like I said, I can see what you were saying about Mikey Williams being too cool, but I feel like at Memphis, you can't be cool because, bruh, you gotta defend. I don't know if you checked out Memphis too much last year, but you gotta play defense at Memphis. Ain't none of that. You gotta die for loose balls. If you don't, your ass will get yanked. If you don't want to play defense, you're not gonna play at Memphis. No matter what you do on the offensive side of the ball, if you can't press, you can't trap, you can't defend, it's over with.
And that's what I'm saying too. It's like okay, so I got a question for you. So it's like, what type of player is Mikey to you, bro? Like, is he like a scorer? Is he a point guard? Is he a catch and shoot guy? Like, what do you think Mikey is that's gonna like be able to help him get to the league? Because I think he's a phenomenal shooter. Mikey's like, bro, he's a great shooter. I think he's a good point guard too. But I think in order for him to be a one and done player, he's gonna have to really showcase, bro. Like he can score the ball like consistently, bro. Like
well, they always made the comparisons of him to Donovan Mitchell. People make these comparisons. And when you watch Donovan Mitchell, he probably do gotta make his game kind of reminiscent of that. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, Donovan Mitchell can score the damn ball. And that's what Mikey gonna have to show that he can do is score the damn ball because he's already undersized, bro. And it's not like he's getting. This is not a knock, but it's not he's getting more and more undersized. Every time I see a picture, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. You can only control what you can control, and he knows that. I feel like if you watch, he knows that I'm not the tallest dude. I'm not 6'3", I'm not 6'4". So there's certain things that I have to make up with for that. So he got to show that he's able to put that ball in the hoop on a consistent basis.
Consistently, bro. And it helped. And he has an advantage too because he's bigger. Like he's more of like a stockier guard, That's why I kind of see the Donovan Mitchell comparison and just like how he scores the ball too. Mikey's a guy who can, drive to the lane. He can dunk on people occasionally. Like he has good basketball IQ, but he has to show because we've seen it, bro. I know you say a lot of high school players aren't like consistent and whatnot, but it's like certain players just have to be consistent, bro. They can't have a game where they drop in 25, next game they drop in 8. That's just not gonna happen. So we can go on and on about this, bro.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, congratulations to him and JJ Taylor committing to Memphis. I feel like it's a good move. Shouts out to Penny Hardaway. I actually got a pair of pennies sitting over there. Anybody that wants to go back and do research, any young player watching this, go back and look at Penny Hardaway's first 2 shoes. They're better than some Jordans, man. Penny Hardaway is a real legend. A lot of players probably don't know about him, a lot of young players, but if it wasn't for injury, man, he would definitely be in the history books. It's probably like one of the best point guards of all time, but injuries happen and hold people back.
Yeah, but shout out to Mikey for committing to Memphis. Any kid that has an opportunity to play at the next level, we got to give it to him. We got to support Mikey and whatever decision he makes and whatever he feels like is best for him and himself. Same thing with like JJ Taylor. I know he's been getting like a lot of knock these past few years and whatnot. Him being a top 5 player, dropping all the way down to number 45. So it's crazy because they both have similar stories. Like Mikey, he was number 3 at a point. Now he dropped all the way down to number 3. Same thing with JJ Taylor. So I feel like they both are going to be playing this year with like a chip on their shoulder, and they have like something to prove. So this year is going to be very, very exciting.